Yo, 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 back again, the Not Guilty Boys. How y'all doing? This is attorney Michael Campbell with my illustrious colleague, attorney Andrew Wilkerson. We are the Not Guilty Boys, where the law meets the culture. We just want to check in with you guys. We know it's been a while since we had a show, but we want to just get back right back into it, get back to the flow of things. We had a couple of trials coming up we're getting prepared for. So we want to just, check back in with the people and keep giving you this good legal knowledge that you could put in your repertoire in your daily midst when moving about and understanding your rights as a citizen. Drew, you all right, man?
Yeah, it's all good, man. Happy to be back, baby. You know what I'm saying? We've been prepping and repping, stepping, helping. You understand me? Just doing our thing, man. And you really got to stay on the move and on the run, man, with the hustle and bustle to keep this thing going. So that we're doing the best we can to do that. Happy that y'all here. Happy to be here. Keep sending us questions for us to answer during our legalese and me. Let's get a show on the road.
Yeah, so jumping right in our legalese and me, this is a segment that we want to do on every show. Of course, it would be remiss as lawyers if we didn't give you guys legal advice on how to, operate in your daily affairs, police encounters, what to do in court, and your interactions with your attorneys and what to expect from your attorney. We want to be able to provide you guys with thorough information, thorough knowledge, how to just, navigate this legal system. We got a couple of questions that we encourage you guys to continue to DM us. If you got our numbers, text us, email us your questions. We want to answer questions, legal questions from the public. We want to be that what's the word I want to use, but just source the information when it comes to your legal questions. Starting now, we got a question that came in about a search warrant. And the question is, how should lawyers or people deal with search warrants for drugs if the warrant for probable cause was just two people who bought from the defendant, but it wasn't a control by a no mark money? Well, let me say this. I've seen people get charged with a Mandel manufactured delivery in Tarrant County, where all it was a confidential informant going in and making a purchase. Now, police got a little smarter with that. They're not sending them people in with more money because they don't want the defendant to catch on. So they just sending the informant in and just having him come back out and immediately tell the police everything they saw. Another thing I've seen police do, those are confidential informants working with the police. Also, I've seen situations where the police are scoping out a spot and they see somebody come out of that spot and they roll them. And they say, hey, look, we know you just came out of that house. That's a non-drug house. We have probable cause to search you now. They searched that person and they found whatever they bought in that house. Now they use that person to give me information on what you saw and what you know in that of people, other people in that house. So I'm saying it to say that if the information is what the police and the courts deem reliable from this confidential informant, that information is going to stick in the search warrant. If a search warrant has been issued, there's not much a lawyer can do to quash it. It can be quashed on its face if it is invalid for some kind of faulty reason. But if it's not faulty on its face, even if, hey, I want to go in there and search for cell phones, but I stumble up on narcotics. That type of search warrant, even though they don't find what they're looking for, but find something else illegal, that will stand up in court. So, my people, I'm informing you that what you want to do when it comes to search warrants, not much we can do to stop it, but you just want to be smart. I mean, if you dealing and willing, the best thing to do is probably know who you dealing and willing with. It's only when you get greedy. It's only when you want to, expand, start dealing with custos you ain't never seen before that you may want to, you may want to be cautious because, some of these people that you don't know coming to your door, they either can be undercover cops, they could be confidential informers working for the cops, or, quite frankly, this may even be somebody you'd have dealt with before that the guy rolled and now he's working for the cops to bump his. Hey, Tarrant County used to have a deal with people. What they was, I'm putting y'all out there, Tarrant County narcotic enforcement officers. What they would do, and Drew know about this. They will be watching the house, thinking there's narcotics are being dealt out of the house. They will roll the next person leaving from that house. Roll. Hey man, we know you. And what they'll do, they'll cut the cameras off, cut the body cameras off, cut the dash cameras off. Instead of taking you to jail, they may take you to a parking lot around the corner, pull you out the car. Hey man, look, we know you just bought all that. We know you just bought that dope from that house that we found in your car. What you really want to
Give us
do?
a name. Give us a name.
If you could give me three, what they would tell us specifically, they want a
Right.
3-for-1 deal. I will make sure we don't prosecute your case if you could give me at least 3 individuals who are dealing at a felony level. Let me say that again. Marion County narcotic officers will roll you leaving the spot and offer you a deal not to prosecute you for the drugs you have if you will give them at least 3 individuals who is dealing on a felony level. Okay. I had a client that actually agreed to do this deal, tried to back out. What you think the police do? They turn around and charge his ass. I had another client who said, "No, man, I ain't dealing with y'all." They took him right on downtown. The best thing to do in that situation, I know I'm getting off a little bit, but the best thing to do in that situation is not to work with the police. I tell my clients all the time, yeah, you may beat a state jail felony possession of marijuana case or a 3rd-degree possession case by working with them, but you put your whole family in jeopardy by snitching on people. And that's just not a good idea. Make the police do their job. Hell, if I gotta go down for possession of marijuana on the state jail level, I'd rather do that than put my mama life in jeopardy, my kids' life in jeopardy, my wife in jeopardy by working with the police, and now the streets thinking that I'm a known snitch. What's your thoughts on that, Drew?
Look, man, if that warrant is signed, it's a done deal. So what I tell people is, and no disrespect to the police, and if you take disrespect to it, then you probably the type of police officer I'm talking about. But it ain't that hard to be smarter than the police. It's not that hard. Don't shit where you eat. Don't shit where you sleep. Don't keep the drugs in the house where your family is. Don't keep the money. Don't keep any contraband in your house where the family is, and you ain't got to worry about that kind of shit. See what I'm saying? That's why it's different levels to it. And if you don't know that, you probably shouldn't be in the game. Don't ride with an amount that you ain't cool with doing the time for. You got 2 to 4 ounces. Okay, that's a misdemeanor. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? You got up to 5 pounds. That's a 3rd-degree felony. That's 2 to 10. If you can't stomach that, you probably should leave that shit at the crib. Well, not at the crib, because we just talked about that. But you shouldn't have it in the car with you. And let me say this, and I'm gonna say it once, because it's wild that y'all do this. If you got the work in the car, why you smoking in the car, fam? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just little tidbits, it's details that you supposed to know. Like, my nigga, smoke the blunt when you get to where you going or before you go to where you going. But as soon as a law smells some weed, when you roll that window down, they searching your shit. I mean, you might as well say, "Hi, Mr. Officer, search me, please." You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, but that's the thing, though. If you don't know these things, get out the game. Stay out the game. The game ain't for everybody. You feel what I'm saying? And to be quite honest with you, we don't want to turn this into a show where you learn how to jug. But damn it, if you're gonna do it right. And I wouldn't mind people knowing to come here to find out a little tidbit information here and there. That's what we here for. I'm a defense attorney, my man. And women, to my Griseldas out there. The same way the prosecutors want to put y'all in, I want to keep y'all out. That's my calling to the world. You understand what I'm saying? So, and I don't feel no way about how anybody feel about it. Okay? Anybody that beats the system is all right with me, because the system fuck people over every day of the week, every hour, every second of the day. All right?
Right.
So, but yeah, just be smarter than the police, man. Be smarter than the police. First of all, you ought to know, if you're doing what you're doing, you shouldn't have people coming to your house anyway. If you're doing what you're doing, you shouldn't want nobody to know where you live anyway. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, if you don't know these things, man, You know, and it's so effed up out here that people ain't giving game. So it's hard to say. I mean, it's sad for me to say that unless you watching our show, the only way you're gonna learn that is through trial and error. That's the only way, is by getting arrested and knowing not to do this shit again. You see what I'm saying? Or actually listen to the tidbits of information that you see on these different movies and shows that actually make sense and translate to real life. But the point is, be smarter than the police. It's on you, Mike.
Hey man, the game been messed up for a while. You know, the OGs never did really. I mean, I ain't gonna say the word never, but the OGs ain't really gave the BGs the game. Like Young Jesus said, never ever serve it where you sleep at. Police be at your door and you ain't try to see that. You know what I'm saying? That's something you get from your OG, you know, but the BGs stopped respecting the OGs a while ago. G's didn't have no self for the position to be respected, and the game got messed up. So boys are really out here trial and error. But you know, like my partner say, you just gotta be smart, man. Don't be out here willing and dealing from the crib, willing and dealing to people you don't really know, because that person could be a CI. And next thing you know, they kicking your dough in. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be smart.
He is a CI. I
Yeah.
mean, think about it, family. How he know to pull up over there? Anytime we
Right.
get a client, I know Mike does this too. I say, hey, if you don't mind me asking, I'm not trying to be rude, but how did you find me? How did you find out about my office? That's an important thing to me. You see what I'm saying? Because somebody that ain't really credible could have sent you to me. And that might have a bearing on how I feel about you, right? You see what I'm saying? Somebody that still owe me 5 racks from their last case could have sent you to me. I don't want you. You see what I'm saying? So it's okay to only, you gotta say it, bro. It's okay to only serve people you know. It's okay to have customers that's just your customers. You see what I'm saying? But as soon as new people come around, that's when shit get all twisted up. And now you sitting in a slammer, wondering why ain't nobody answering their phone, right? Just now remembering that you ain't got a lawyer fund. You ain't got a bond fund. You don't know what you're gonna do. Now you got to take the re-up money and give it to me. And I don't give a damn about none of that. I need my money. You see what I'm saying? So you ready to move on to the next question, Mike? Or you got something?
No.
No, I'm finished. I ain't,
Yeah. I mean,
bro look like he got something to say.
No. I'm just gonna say, you know, abide by the law as much as you can. But if you gotta hustle, if you
Yeah.
gotta do, just don't be done with it. Because I see dumb criminals go to jail all the time. Moving on to the next question. Next question is, you know, how does one respond when they have been subpoenaed to court? What is your obligations when you've been subpoenaed?
Okay. I've been seeing a little chatter online about a certain case about a well-known rapper, and another well-known rapper that raps from him got subpoenaed. So this is all I'm going to say. What's the penalty for not responding to a subpoena? The penalty for not responding to a subpoena is anywhere between, you can get fined up to $500, right? You could get arrested and held in contempt of court until the trial is over, right? To me, the way I would answer this is, if it's me and I don't want to, or hypothetically, right? Because you got to be hypothetical, right? I pay my $500. That's option number one. $500. Here you go. And I ain't testifying. I ain't saying nothing. You understand what I'm saying? I would probably not be and a writ of attachment is when a judge tells an officer to come get you and bring you to court to testify. I probably wouldn't be anywhere that you could find me to bring me to court to testify. If you did find me, or you did find this person that didn't want to testify, maybe you take the stand and you do the attorneys the same way this guy did me. Like I've told you on another episode, every answer to my see, look, the subpoena, you only have to show up. You understand what I'm saying? You only got to show up and sit there. You ain't got to say what they want you to say. You ain't got to respond how they want you to respond. Or your other option is, Michael, your other option is, you ain't got to say what these people want you to say when you come to court, when you answer the subpoena. You understand? You ain't got to respond how they want you to respond. You see what I'm saying? Y'all seen Lil Woody in the YSL case. Y'all seen what he did. I mean, they wish they never subpoenaed that nigga. You understand what I'm saying? You can make them wish they never subpoenaed. He tore that whole shit down. You see what I'm saying? You want me? Okay, bet. You see what I'm saying? Or you can do, I like to consider myself a distinguished attorney. I don't really think that's up to me, but I'm going to call myself a distinguished attorney at this point. What a guy did to me. You see what I'm saying? It was a murder trial. He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to answer no questions, even though his brother was the victim. He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to answer no questions. Every question I asked him, he said, it depends. I'm talking about every question. And look, it depends can come off different ways. You can smile when you say it. It depends. You could be sad when you say it. It depends. You could be serious when it depends. I mean, every question, to the point where I objected and I said, Your Honor, objection, non-responsive. And the judge said, I do sustain your objection, Mr. Wilkerson, but let me guess. What's your answer? It depends. You see what I'm saying? It was to the point where the judge was joking about it because every single question I asked him, he said, it depends. So at that point, you showed up for your subpoena. You've answered every question, and you ain't giving nobody no information that they're trying to elicit from you. Honestly, I think that's more gangster than anything. Honestly. You see what I'm saying? That's the way. Because now I'm here, nigga. I'm here. You can't arrest me. You can't nothing. I'm here. And honestly, you could tap in on this, Mike. I don't even know how that played with the jury for real. I think the jury could see he didn't want to be there. And I think the jury was turned off by it. Like, not turned off mad at him, but kind of looking at whoever subpoenaed him like, bro, why you even got him here? You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't make no kind of splash. It was more just a draw, if you will. It might have been worse than a draw, though. What you think, Mike?
I'm gonna attack this question two ways. Number one, if you've been subpoenaed and you don't want to be there, I think it's best for you to show up because they can't make you say what they want you to say. They may have control over getting you there. Judge can get, once they put that subpoena in your hand, hey, judge, can you send a constable to go pick them up? If they're able to find you during that time frame of the trial, they come drag you down to court. But once they get you there, they can't make you say what they want you to say. And just like YSL Woody did, you got to know how to be savvy enough not to give them what they want and not to perjure yourself. Because here's the thing. I'm gonna throw out this DA office again because they know for this shit. Tarrant County DA will threaten you with perjury once you don't say what they want you to say. You lied to the police. You lied to the police, or you lying now. And we gonna hit you with perjury. Listen.
Lying to the police is not perjury.
Listen, hey, they can threaten you all they want. But again, you have a right to get on that stand and testify whatever you want to testify to. So I think it is more gangster just to show up if you've been subpoenaed. Just show up. And once you get there, stand on business.
Yeah.
Stand on business. They can't make you do anything you don't want to do. And they may be mad and up in arms about your responses, but that's the best thing to do. Okay. Number two, if I subpoena you, and you don't want to come, like a man, you could just call me. Let's talk about it. Why don't you want to come? Okay. And here's the thing: I don't work for the police. I ain't trying to get you down here and put you in these people radar, put you on these people radar or nothing like that. All I'm trying to solicit from you is the truth that I need that you'd have said before. Okay, that I need to help my client get off this case. So if I'm subpoenaing you, you got to know I'm not subpoenaing you like a police officer or a district attorney is subpoenaing you. I'm subpoenaing you trying to save you just as much as I'm trying to save my client. So you ain't got to worry about me doing the police type shit. What you gotta do is know we gonna keep it very limited. We gonna keep it to the scope of what I need you to say, and then I'm gonna get you up out of there. Okay. So if you ever get a subpoena from Wilkerson or Campbell, just give us a call, G. Just give us a call. We'll tell you what it's all about. But it ain't, I'll tell you what it's not about. It's not about putting anybody in on the police radar because we're just not about that. Okay.
Nah.
Okay. So moving along.
It's some more talking points in there too. We got some more talking points now.
Yeah, it's a lot more, but we'll say them for another show. Okay. We wanted to touch on a couple of topics on this show. We wanted to elaborate on some things that we may have touched on before on different shows, but we want to just just continue to give you guys this information on how you should be moving forward. Okay, when it comes to jailhouse lawyers, I had a, jailhouse lawyers are the ones that are in jail and go to the law library, and now all of a sudden they got a master law degree, okay, because they spent a few hours in jail. Now they may be talking from experience because they'd have been down there a couple of times. But would you really be wanting to listen to somebody who continuously get caught up in the system
Come
and
on
don't know
now.
how to keep themselves out of it? Is that the person you want to hear from?
Come on now.
So, I know some people go to jail and they scared of their lives, and that jail talk get real strong to you in there. It's real strong, that jail talk. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. It get real strong. Everybody got high hopes. Everybody, waiting on the bag at home. Everybody got the finest.
Ain't nobody lawyer doing shit.
Yeah, that jail talk. But when it comes to listening to when it comes down to who you should listen to in the matter of your case, the state of Texas versus you're paying a lawyer most of the time. You're paying a lawyer for their expertise, for their 7 years in school, their 3 days taking the bar, and a umpteen amount of years of practicing law. You're paying them for their skills, knowledge, and education, training. If you pay all that money to a lawyer and still question what they're telling you, you know, I don't see the logic in that, because unless this lawyer is working for the other side, unless this lawyer don't have your best interests at heart, they are there as a liaison to keep you out of the system. So their advice should be considered gold, not only because you hired them, but because they have the experience. A jailhouse lawyer is one who just wish he could be in that position. Okay. Just because you went to the law library and you read a few books because you got the time on your hand, don't make you an expert in what's really going on. And I'm gonna tell you what because you get boards for jail starting to file their own motions and sending letters to the court. I'm gonna tell you what them judges do with them letters that y'all send them and them motions. They
Tell
put
'em.
it in the pile with the rest of them. They don't even look at them. They don't even look at them. A judge don't even. You boys spent 3 hours handwriting that motion out. You got all the case law in there. You got everything on point. But the fact that you're not a lawyer, the judge is not even giving it any reverence. He's not even paying it not one single ounce of attention. He put it in a stack. He give it to his clerk. They file it, and he never sees it. He never sees it. So a jailhouse lawyer, listen to him if you want, but I mean, next thing you know, you may be sitting there with them for a while. What you think, Drew?
If this guy is so smart, if he knows so much more than your attorney, if he's such an expert in the field of criminal law, what is he doing sitting in the jail with you? Why is he sitting in jail with you? Why can't he get out? You see what I'm saying? That's an inquiry that you should probably ask yourself when these people are spitting they lit, if you will, telling you that your lawyer should be doing this and that and that and this. Also telling you that their lawyer ain't doing this and that and that and this. You see what I'm saying? Another thing that jailhouse lawyers do, they make it seem like every person that has received the same charge gets the same punishment. And it's nothing further than the truth than that. It's nothing further than the truth than that. Every single case is different. Every single case is different. As a matter of fact, one extra fact in a case changes the whole ball game. Changes the whole ball game. You and another person can have the exact same facts in y'all's case. You could have chosen not to talk. He talks, and now y'all getting two totally different punishments, two totally different case treatments, gonna have two totally different trials, gonna have two totally different trial theories. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta understand how this works. Like this ain't both of y'all ordering a Happy Meal at McDonald's. You see what I'm saying? This is these are distinct facts of your own that you have to conquer and stand over. You see, that you have to look in the face. So that is like the furthest thing from the truth, and that is, I mean, man, I see a bunch of people with egg robbery, bro, getting probation up in here, bro. Well, first and foremost, the person you spoke with, he was the driver, okay?
Right.
You put a gun in a woman's face, okay? Okay, and it was only $75 in the register, okay? You see what I'm saying? Like this is it's two totally different things, man. It's two totally man. I got a Mandel. This other dude that got a Mandel, shoot, he just got 5 years probation. One of the cases got the well, my boy, you sold to an undercover. You see what I'm saying? You sold to an actual person that was hired to catch you, and that's gonna testify against you in court. Like your case is the example case. You see what I'm saying? Like they going on your case. They might not be going on his case. You see what I'm saying? So that's a very childish outlook and a very childish approach to some grown man shit. You can't put a childish approach on grown man shit. You understand what I'm saying? So don't think we the enemy when we telling you it's a bunch of nonsense, bro. Don't think we the enemy, because I tell my guys, I don't even want to hear that, fam. Can you call my big bro and explain it to him? Cause he done been down through there. Explain it to him. You explain it to him. Your big bro ain't my client, fam. And I don't have to rub your big bro behind the ears for him to think I'm cool, bro, and that I deserve your money. I don't even play like that, bro. You can put him on speaker right now and I'll explain it to you again. You see what I'm saying? But big bro is probably the same nigga that's gonna lead you down the wrong path again and tell you don't deserve what's coming to you. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Another thing, lastly, watch what you saying, because the jailhouse lawyer could be the jailhouse snitch too. Watch what you saying. You see what I'm saying? It's all kind of people in jail trying to get cases here, cases there. You know, we didn't experience something where somebody say, man, call the prosecutor, man. I know something about a murder. You're like, what? You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the deal. That didn't fall through. The prosecutor didn't need him for that murder. You see what I'm saying? He didn't need him for that murder. But you got to understand how these people is moving.
I mean, and elaborate off of that. I had a client, man, he started his own law firm. Him and two other inmates in the jail. It was, Wilkerson and Campbell. And I just threw the names out there, but Hall, Wilkerson and Campbell law firm from jail.
That's wild.
They
That's
all
wild.
Hey, them boys got much time on their hands, but they write their own briefs and everything. Man, there's no point of that. It's also no point, like my boy said. 'Cause I tell my clients, it's no point of comparing cases. What's the point of
No
okay,
point.
okay. He got an ag robbery, you got an ag robbery. What's the difference? What was the facts of his case? I don't know, but I just know hey, they gave him probation. I'm trying to see if they okay, well, let's talk about it. You don't know that man. You don't know that man criminal record, but I know you got a par for the same thing. He may have been the first time offender. Let's start there. Secondly, oh man, that he got assault. They gave him probation. Why can't I get probation? I got assault. Well, his victim didn't want to come to court and testify. They didn't have no pictures and no bruises. But in your victim, they got her laid up in the hospital and she telling the officers everything, willing to come tell her story. That's the difference. So if you don't understand that, there's no point. And I know you don't know the facts of that case because regardless of what they tell you, you didn't see the evidence. The only person who saw the evidence, I didn't see the evidence because I ain't know that case. But the DA and the defense attorney of that case, and preferably the client, those are the only people who seen the evidence. So it's no point of comparing cases when the facts are not parallel or synchronized like that. It's no point of doing that. Jailhouse lawyers, just you should take whatever you hear in jail as a grain of salt. Because, like Drew said, if they had all that knowledge, why haven't they applied that to their own situation? Okay, moving along. Let's talk about people taking conviction. Taking a conviction because I'm tired of a case. I'm just ready to get it over with. Man, I was tired of going to court on it. Man, I was tired of sitting in jail, so I just took probation. I just took probation. I mean, I didn't want to be on probation, so I just took a time served plea so I could continue to smoke.
Ooh,
right.
I hate that shit. Ooh, I hate that shit.
Taking a conviction because you feel inconvenienced or because you tired is not smart at all. Okay. That's gonna have a long-term effect on you. Okay, you 25 now, but wait till you 50. And now you done matured a little bit. But that Mandela that you could have stood tall on and maybe fought back then, that's still showing up on your record because you was tired at that time. You was ready to get out of jail. Instead of waiting another 3 months and fighting that thing out and maybe having a chance of it not going on your record, you took a conviction because you was tired. Guess what? That conviction ain't going nowhere. Ain't no expunction. Ain't no non-disclosure you can get for that conviction, even if it's the smallest of convictions. It's gonna permanently be there, and it's just not a smart personal decision. It's not a smart decision for your family, for your potential kids, your potential wife, and you want to be able to grow at some point in life. You gonna always be stuck in a rut because you took that conviction because you was tired. And another thing, if I pass this to Drew, I mean, ain't no blunt in the world more important than having your liberties and freedoms down the line. Ain't no blunt in the world. Ain't no high that you want to chase that is more important than having your freedoms and liberties, your ability to go get a job, your ability to go get an appointment, your ability to go get a house, whatever the case may be. That's more important than, man. I ain't want to take the fur on that weed case because shit, I can't stop smoking. What you think about that, Drew?
Yeah, I despise that shit. I despise having to have the conversation. I had the conversation because I be trying to save these dudes from themselves. So I always have the conversation. But man, is it a hard conversation to have because I don't even understand why we having it. You understand what I'm saying? Black men, preferably, even black women. You understand what I'm saying? Your criminal record is one of your most cherished possessions because that's something they will always use against us. They will always use that against us. You could have an 800 credit score and have some shit on your record somebody don't like, and they ain't dealing with you. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Like you got to understand, like that is a excuse that they will forever use as long as you allow them to. And to contribute to that is bonkers, is crazy. It's beneath us. You understand what I'm saying? If you got a chance to keep something off your record, keep it off your record, man. Like people telling me, man, I ain't, drug test ain't for me, man. Probation, that's just setting you up to fail. Nah, nigga, you got a failures attitude, bro. You got a loser's attitude, bro. That's why it's setting you up to fail, fam. Because before you even have tried to contribute to one, being a good person in society, to two, being the best version of yourself, you done said you gonna lose. You done already said you gonna lose. You done wrote an L on your forehead, my man. And that's sad and it's wild. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. For some weed, fam, weed ain't going nowhere, bro. Weed is not going nowhere. Aha, ain't going nowhere. You see what I'm saying? Reset yourself. If probation is what you got to do, get off the weed, fam. Get off the weed. Like, look, as a man, and me and Mike was talking about today, as a man, you shouldn't want nothing to control you, bro. You shouldn't want no vice to control you unless it's a positive one. But you shouldn't want nothing you just gotta do to feel a certain kind of way. That ain't what's up, bro. Like it just ain't what's up. And I ain't sitting there trying to judge nobody or none of that. What I'm telling you is that you don't want to feel like you need weed so bad that you don't give a damn about your future, bro. It's your future. Like, you're going to have kids that depend on you to make money, to get them a shelter, depending on what kind of charge it is. You take a family violence charge, you might not ever be able to coach your son's football team. You might not ever be able to, you understand this shit? Like, imagine that. Because you wanted to smoke weed, you took a conviction, one, that's going to stay on your record the rest of your life, and two, that's going to affect you the rest of your life. It's going to affect you. Like, niggas your criminal record, Mr. Wilkerson? Can I see it? You see what I'm saying? People call me all the time. Yeah, man, I got the job, but they said they doing the back. And why people do background checks after hiring people, that shit don't make no sense to me either. But that's the way it works. And imagine, finishing your training, just getting your first big paycheck, for them niggas to tap you on your shoulder. You know that old shoulder tap? That old tap you on the shoulder, come on to the office, let me holler at you. Yeah, we're not going to be able to move forward with you, man. We looked at your criminal record. And you know, and I know, that all you had to do is sit down for 6 months, sit down for a year. If you take deferred and you do what you're supposed to do, you can get off in half the time. And the case is dismissed. Then you can get your record sealed. You understand what I'm saying? And understand this, people always getting mad. Oh, man, it was This just a little traffic ticket assault, but they trying to move it to a misdemeanor. This just a misdemeanor assault, but they trying to make it a felony. Well, my nigga, if you would have made the right decision back in the day, instead of letting these people you got to understand that's a game, y'all. This a game these people play with us, man. You got to peep game. This a game. You know what I'm saying? I've heard prosecuting attorneys say, oh, we just want the conviction. No, I'm on top of that. We don't want no conviction. We just want to get the conviction. We'll even give them a Class C ticket, but we want the conviction. Nah, bro, we don't want no conviction, because what y'all gonna do if something happens that's out of my client's control 5 years from now? Y'all gonna say, oh, he's been convicted before, we're enhancing his charge. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand these things affect you in the long run. So you got to make you playing big boy ball. You playing big boy ball, so you got to make big boy decisions. And if you don't plan on never being shit, then that's fine by me. I mean, but it ain't fine by me, but it's your decision. But you got to make decisions like you are going to accomplish the goals that you've set for yourself. That you're not going to let this situation set you back and set you behind, because that's the game. And I know Mike ready, but the last thing, if you end up having to sit in jail until your case is finished, that's just what that is, man. Because another play, once they get you in jail for violating that bond, they're going to offer you some bullshit. They're going to offer you some bullshit because 9 times out of 10, you're going to take it and you're going to have a conviction and you're going to be in prison and you're going to get out. And when you do it again, they get to slam you for longer. Don't fall for the okie doke, man. And make sure you have an attorney that actually cares about your future and not just the paper you putting in his pocket.
No, for real. Hey man, piggybacking off that is one thing I really want to harp on. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than you. Because once it's about your community. If you care about your community, the people that look like me and you, okay? Because I see bros all the time, man. They get out of prison. Now they're changed, man. Now they like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They want to be at all the marches and the protests. They pro-black. They want to tear the system down, and they want to see reform, and they all of this. This is the more mature you, right? But guess what you did by taking that conviction? And these people know that. That's why they so easily to give it to you. You've taken yourself out of the position to be able to have the ability to effectuate change. Well, what do you mean by that, Mr. Campbell? I mean that, number one, your voting rights may be gone. Your ability to serve on a jury to help your brother out when he needs help, that is gone. So you taking that gun. Come on now. You taking that conviction is bigger than you. Now you don't even get to have a say knowing your brother is not guilty. He needs you on that jury, but now you disqualified because you took that conviction. And they know that. And the more of us take them convictions, the more of us disqualified, the more you gonna get, and I love all people of all races, but the more you gonna get people that look like them on the jury. And if you go on the jury, hey, I'd have been there and I'd have did good against a jury that didn't look like me or my client. But hey, the probability and the chances and the likelihood is not as good if your brother got to go to trial and can't none of his people be on the jury because all of them DQ because of their criminal background. It's bigger than you. So your 19-year-old self needs to think about your future before you get to signing paperwork because you just ready to go home. Lastly, we're going to get out of here. We thank y'all for watching. Keep watching, subscribing, and liking our page. We just want to leave a message for the single moms out there.
Yes.
We know you love your baby. We know you grew up to do the right thing and you taught her to do the right thing. We know that you have those Christian values. We know that, right is right and wrong is wrong. But let me tell you, single mom, what not to do. Never, ever serve your son up to the police. Don't go down there turning them in. Don't talk to the detective on the phone. I know I taught my baby better than that. He just went, I don't know what happened with him. He just went down the wrong path, but he's a good kid. That detective don't care he's a good kid. You care about that. All he needs to know is from you to know you bringing him down there and he know he finna charge him with this crime. It don't serve no purpose, mama, for you to be on the phone with that detective and for you to be turning your son in, it don't serve no purpose. Again, make the police do their job. You're doing their job for them if you are volunteering information that they didn't know, that they didn't need to know from you. If you are calling with a sob story on how you taught your son better than that, go talk to a counselor. Go talk to the priest. Talk to whoever you got to talk to. Your homegirl at the job about how your son been tripping. But the detective, he ain't got no love for you or your son. He's just trying to lock him up. And I saw something today. Drew, I'm gonna kick it to you after this. I saw something today that made me cringe. I saw a father take the stand against his son who's looking at a life sentence. I'm gonna say that again. I saw a father take the stand against his son who's looking at a life sentence. I don't even have no words for that, Drew. I'll let you pop on that one. I have no words for that. No words.
Bro, I almost threw my phone when I seen that, man. Never in all my years, man, and I say all my years like I've been here for a super long time. It's been about 11 years, man. 6 to 7 murder trials, 15 murder cases. I ain't never seen nothing like that, man. That father ain't have to do that. And let me understand something, mamas, because I done seen this in the comments. I done seen it in my inbox. People, patronizing me for being who I am and feeling the way I feel, like I give a damn. But he shouldn't have never got in trouble. What you mean, don't talk to the police? He should have never got in trouble. Okay, that is the dumbest response you could say. Okay, everybody's gonna make some kind of mistake that requires them to make a decision. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna stay so damn squeaky clean that they ain't never gotta decide to go left or right or not. If you go left, it better be for a good fucking reason. If you go right, it better be for a good reason. Excuse my French, but I'm tired of that, right? Because I saw something where a mama was in an interrogation room and she was talking too much, and she had her son talk to the police. And I'm saying, look, people need to understand that you shouldn't talk to the police. And people are saying, well, he should have never put his mama in that position. Shut the F up, bro. Listen to me. That's like saying you shouldn't have car insurance. You see what I'm saying? Nobody expects to get in a wreck, but if you get in a wreck, you need some car insurance. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have car insurance because you're going to get in a wreck, because you want to plan to get in a wreck on Friday, January 1st, right? You have insurance in case you get in a wreck. So knowing your rights is your insurance. That's your insurance. Yeah. Understand this, mama. You're going to run your son down there to the police station thinking you doing what's right, thinking you're doing the right thing. And then them people going to subpoena you to court to testify against your son. Do you understand what I'm saying? And now you calling me, they going to railroad my boy. They going to, mama, you took him down there. You took him down there all because you thought you was teaching him a lesson? You couldn't take the nigga to church. You couldn't put him on punishment. You couldn't take his PS5 away. You couldn't do none of that. You had to take him to the people that's gonna slam him. These people don't want to pull their belt off and spank your kids, man. They want to put them in prison for 20 years. What's wrong with y'all? Like, take some responsibility, take it on the head. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to patronize you. I'm a parent too. It's shit hard, bro, but you got to do it. You have to do it. You have to stomach it some way and move forward in a way that doesn't damage your child more than it helps them. How do it help your child for him to be facing that kind of pressure in there with no lawyer? And you sitting up straight, you better tell the truth because you want to prove a damn point. That's retarded, bro. I'm sorry, fam. I'm sorry, mama. That's not smart. That's not a smart approach to anything. This is your most prized possession right here. You got to guide him through. And the person that's going to guide him through is me and Mike, or a defense attorney. You don't go down there butt naked, man, and talk to the officers with no protection. That's crazy. Only to want me to pull you out of it or pull a rabbit out the hat 6 months later when they got this shit on video, on tape, a written statement. Come on, man. And you got a subpoena in the mailbox. Or they done put a subpoena in your hand. And you want me to save you and him. Come on, man. The best thing to do, mama, when something happens and your son comes home and tells you something has happened or you suspect something has happened, is to slow your thinking down. Slow your thinking down. Ain't nothing gonna happen overnight. Ain't nothing gonna happen in the morning. Slow your thinking down. If they come arrest your son and call us, if they come arrest your son before he's able to speak with us, it's only one thing that matters and one thing only at that point. Tell him to keep his mouth shut. Tell him to keep his mouth shut. You understand what I'm saying? The detective don't give a damn if your son ever see the light of day again. He don't care if you ever see your son again. He don't care if your son ever sees his daughter or his son again. You understand what I'm saying? He doing a job. He gonna get your son in that room. He gonna let you come in the room, and he gonna lie to both of y'all. He gonna lie to both of y'all. We got a trial we going to right now where they told two brothers that they got them on video. Ain't no damn video. And guess what the brothers did? Ain't no video. You see what I'm saying? It ain't no video in evidence, but they told them that. They're going to do your ass the same way. And you're going to call us, and you're going to want us to pull a rabbit out. You're going to want us to pull an elephant out the hat. You see what I'm saying? When all you had to do is know your rights. It is no shame or disgust or dishonor in knowing your rights. You understand what I'm saying? The Apostle Paul say the government come from God. You see what I'm saying? Set up by God. You understand what I'm saying? Now, understand this. The government are the people that wrote the rights down, right? That creates an even playing field. Once you go speak to them people and if you don't know your rights, it's an uneven playing field. Even when you know your rights, it's an uneven playing field. But you're going to get beat by 30 if you don't know your rights. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to know it's no shame in not talking to the police. And let me tell you something, a misconception, right? And the detective always try to make the jury get angry and the prosecution get angry with our clients for not speaking to the police. I have been in about 33 trials. I have never seen anyone get in trouble for not talking to the police. And by get in trouble, I mean a jury look at them like, you want to know why? Because they can't, by law, they can't hold that against you. That's your right. You have a right to remain silent. That don't come into play on the jury charge. If you believe he should have talked to the police, guilty here. It don't work that way. You understand what I'm saying? So when these laws telling you all this bullshit and trying to play on your conscience, they lying to you like you lying to them. For sure. And another thing. And I'm gonna say it with my chest too. I haven't seen the jury really penalize anybody for lying to the police. Am I lying, Mike? I don't think I've seen anybody get sent to jail or get hit with a guilty verdict because they lied to the police. And that's because, you know, the same way you have a right to feel these people out when you're sitting in these interrogation rooms. And like Mike said, he used the word savvy. If you ain't cunning, if you ain't got no savvy, if you ain't got the gift of gab, you probably shouldn't even go in them rooms because it's a different kind of pressure. The police gonna tell you that they're gonna call CPS on you, get your kids taken from you. They're gonna go to your job. They gonna tell you, they gonna tell you your partner in the other room telling on you right now. They ain't even arrested your partner yet. So understand, know your rights. And mama, what the right is your son don't have to talk to the police. You don't have to talk to the police. And if you do, you're going to end up being subpoenaed to testify against your son in front of a jury. And unless you have an attorney like an Andrew Wilkerson or a Michael Campbell, you're not really going to be able to circumvent that. You're not going to really be able to come back from that. So call an attorney before you do anything, mamas. Call an attorney before you, it ain't got to be us. Call a notable attorney, okay, before you do that. Or you are going to make your son's situation worse. It ain't worth proving a point. Prove a point tomorrow. Prove a point 2 weeks from now after you figure this shit out. But if you taking this opportunity to prove a point to your son, you know how serious this shit is? This the day that you want to prove a point? No. Hold off on it like you did the last 17 years. Hold off on it because he going to end up in jail for 17 plus years. I'm telling you. And I'm sorry, I'm just passionate about that, but this shit happens too much. Oh, yeah, my son think it's cool to rob people. Yeah. I know that we've seen that happen. That motherfucker got life now. He got life. All because his mama wanted to be heard. And it didn't matter who she was heard by. You know who I'm talking about, Mike. It ain't, at that point, it was so bad. She didn't care who was listening. She just wanted to be heard. My son ain't listening to me, so I'm going to take my opportunity to say that. Mama, shut up. Please, respectfully. I'm telling you. You'll thank me later. My bad, Mike.
No, you good. That right to remain silent, I would say it extends to mama. You know what I'm saying? It extends to her because if she get to talking and her son ain't talking, yeah, like Drew said, they gonna subpoena you. Just use the information you gave him if he'd have given her. Y'all just got to be smart. So hey, that wraps us up for this episode. We want to thank y'all for checking in. We want to again thank y'all for just continue to support us, like us, and subscribing on our YouTube page, on our Instagram page, on our TikTok, on our Facebook. Continue to send your questions in for the legalese and me section. You can DM them to the Not Guilty Boys on Facebook, the Not Guilty Boys on Instagram. We also have an email trip, the not guilty boys at gmail.com, I believe. And you can send your questions in that way. Drew, any parting thought?
Yeah, man, keep them questions coming. Try not to make them so ambiguous, man. Try to be more direct in your questions. We love doing this, man. We're going to have a few visitors on. Election season is coming. We got some new family court judges we trying to get on here to let you know what they're doing. Mainly black fathers. You probably want to tap in. It ain't many people that give a damn about our mind frame or our perspective at all, man. And I think these people bring a new, fresh energy to the courtroom in Dallas, and we just want to keep popping it with y'all, man. So please continue liking all of our posts. Please go subscribe on Instagram and YouTube for sure. And we'll keep them coming.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got some good shows coming up. Some really good people. I think we got a lineup, man, of about 8 to 10 people that we're gonna roll out as special guests. Y'all gotta tune into that. That's gonna be some really good stuff. And we got some other big things coming up for the Not Guilty Boys. We're not gonna unveil all of that right now, but y'all just stay tuned. Y'all continue to watch us, continue to like us as we continue to grow in God. Hey, we checking out Not Guilty Boys. We'll give it y'all next.
Peace, for sure.
That occurred to me. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant. It's no disguise. It's no disguise. It makes no sense. It doesn't fit. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
We need to throw good. Do you? Of murder of the first degree and one or more crimes of murder of the first or second